Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Shruti Kala. I look after partner marketing. So thank you so very much for being here today. So very, very excited to have you. Hopefully, you've had caffeine and you're all pumped up to attend this session. We got to decide the agenda, so we decided to put it after this. This summit is a very big deal for us, right? The entire team has been looking forward to being here and these 2 days to really engage with you. So I hope you find a lot of value. And thank you so much for being here for 2 days. As Sean said, I think from a marketing perspective, what we wanted to land was that we as a team, we have basically a charter. And the charter is how do we help build awareness and preference for Android enterprise in the ecosystem. We do this by 2 things and 2 motions, right? One is really providing that air cover, and B is really helping you take this message forward. So, what tools do we have, what programs do we have, etc. I hope a lot of this is not news to you and you have been engaging with us, but let's see. So I think the first important thing is that we have what you call Android Enterprise blog. I hope all of you have subscribed to it. This is the place, and this is our main communication vehicle to the outside world and to our customers. Over the last 1 year, we've really increased the cadence of blog posts that go out. Blog posts, the topics that we cover are essentially customer stories, partner stories, product innovation. And the Gartner report came out. Any product launches, what are our partners doing? All of this stuff is here. So please, please subscribe for it. Generally, as you know, Google does not really do PR. The way we work is we put this in the blog, and then organically it gets picked up by analysts, by publications, by PR, media, etc. Last year, and I would say not even last year, but 2 quarters ago, we actually started experimenting with the idea of, OK, apart from organic, what else can we do to take this message forward? So we've been placing content in a lot of third-party applications. And that's been really very successful. So we've seen a big traction. And if you see the increase in awareness and consideration, this played a big role in that. The other important thing, as you all know, in the enterprise marketing cycle, influencers play a big role, and especially the analysts. So we do engage with them on a very regular basis. Our engagement with them really happens, at engaging with them, letting them know whatever the product innovations have happened, what is the ecosystem doing, what are you guys doing, so that they're aware of it, and they can position it. Also, it's about testing our messaging. So whenever we do come up with a new program, with any new innovation, any product, we do go out to them, test it, and if there's any feedback, we kind of incorporate it and then release it to the market. So any message that goes out definitely is tested at our end. We also work with them in terms of building third-party content. As you guys are going out in your sales cycle, I know there's been a lot of demand from you asking, can you provide us third-party content, right? So we've been working, and you'll see a little bit forward, like with IDC, et cetera, to publish some reports around Android ecosystem and what does it mean and how do they see it. Again, something very important for us. The other thing I want to the reason I have this slide also is that as you guys go out there and as you engage with analysts, if there are any things, if there's any report that you've found which is interesting, or if there's a way you want us to engage with you, please ping us. We would love to be engaged in that discussion. Hopefully, you all know what Android Enterprise Recommended is by now. It's a very big initiative for us. And we launched this about a year and a half ago. And the traction has been very good, especially for a program that is so new. A lot of the credit actually goes to you guys who are here, because you've actually amplified this message through your blogs, through the PR, by putting this content in the website. I mean, it's so overwhelming when you go to these events and you see all these partners and our logo on that. So, thank you for that. That's really exciting. But what we've done is that we've also at our end been promoting this, again, through blogs, through analyst engagement, et cetera. We also ran media campaigns. So we ran SEM campaigns in about 8 markets. We also did YouTube campaign. Again, good story. YouTube actually gave us really good results. So, something, again, we'll continue doing and really help build that awareness out there. to the end customer. So now moving on, like how do we enable you and how do we equip you to take this message forward, right? A show of hands, how many of you were here last year? Okay, quite a few of you. So last year what we actually did was, we had a partner summit, but after that there was actually a global customer summit. The feedback we got from that was that customers who came in loved it. Right? They thought we did a good job. We saw an increase in promoter score, et cetera, so that was very nice. But the other thing which we realized was that customers do not like to travel globally. They are very regional in nature. So you all came back to us and said, fair enough, it's nice, and we actually saw that people who came in were actually from this region. So you said that let's do this on a regional basis. So this year we've been piloting what you call the regional customer roadshows. We work with you in your markets to do deployment workshops and small workshops. The idea behind this particular customer roadshow is really how do we increase that message, or how do we amplify this to the decision maker, to the executives out there. This particular roadshow is led by an exec team, and definitely use this. So we started this was actually in New York. That was our first summit. It landed really well. We have one in Paris. So for all the EMEA folks, Paris, 12th June. Then, of course, we have APAC, London, Munich, and San Francisco. These are lined up. We still don't have the dates right now. For us, we do this really to help build demand and awareness for you guys. Because as you all know, we are a completely partner-led organization. We don't do things directly to the customers. The idea is that how do we help you build demand, increase consideration, et cetera, with that audience, that exact audience that you really want to engage with. So for this to be successful, you have to get your customers. So do work with your regional managers to ensure that all those customers, prospects that you really want to engage with are actually here, right? So that's one thing. Again, in New York also what we saw was that people who came in, the net promoter score or the confidence in Android increased drastically just being in the session. So that was very, overwhelming for us. I've talked about this in the past also. You, me, we can all go on the rooftops and scream we are the best, but nothing lands like a customer story. If a customer goes and says that they've worked with us, that's pretty much the gold standard for us here. When it comes to customer case studies, of course we want that video study, we want that printed case study, but let the best not come in the way of good. So, as we work with our customers to land those video case studies, those printed case studies, but there are a lot of other ways we can also engage. A logo, a video, a testimonial, any of that stuff which can get there, please let us know, right? Case studies really help in a couple of things, right? They help build brand recognition. They help you build your own your own personal equity. We at Google are more than willing to, work with you, co-fund these things with you. Means if there's one message that you can take back to your teams and say, okay, what is the way I can engage with Google? It is this. This is pretty much it. Like, if you can help us surface those customer stories and help us do this, we will help you amplify it through blog, through PR, et cetera. We have a partner marketing hub, and I'm going to run you through a little bit in some time. But we have a form there. So in case you want to engage with us, either connect with your regional manager, B, go to the hub and submit, and we'll reach back to you. So the idea here is just to basically give you some example of the ways partners have engaged with us, right? We have HMD. Patrick, big cheers to you. Thank you so much. We did some case studies with them. And what we did was essentially amplify this on our blog and through our channels. So that was very interesting. And they talked about how they were using Android Enterprise Recommended and how their customers were using this to really simplify that choice. The other thing that we again have BlackBerry here, which did a customer success story with us, MyCab in Philippines. We did a video case study with them. This is something we co-funded. We had a regional manager, Jared, who actually interviewed, and this particular case study lives on our website right now. The other thing I just wanted to point out here was we have a solution directory. We have a website. We have a solution directory. All of you here who are our Android Enterprise Recommended partners, we've worked with you to really put your logo here. This is something what we're also doing is we are having another tab for our zero-touch partners, which will open up soon. So this is a good way for you to, promote and visibility and to ensure that people who are looking for zero-touch partners in those areas can actually come in and customers can actually find you. So please. IDC white papers, yeah, this is something very exciting. We're all excited about this. I was here last year when we talked about the idea that we are working with analysts to publish and to create white papers. If you have received the newsletter, you would have seen that we actually published these. But essentially, we work with IDC on 4 white papers. One was around digital transformation, one was about security, one was about manageability, and the last one talked about the flexibility of the ecosystem. Of course, this is their point of view, but we did work with them on this. This is a great asset for you to take, to help your sales team, to take it forward in their sales conversation. B, of course, the marketing folks, right? Marketing folks love these white papers because they can use it for lead generation, lead acquisition, etc. In the past, what we've done is we've actually had a white paper, we've published it on our website, and we've pretty much left it to the ecosystem to pick it up and take it. To make it simple for you this year, what we've done is we've actually created a kit. So the kit actually so we've created a bunch of assets to top it out. So as you look through the journey, you will have what you call, you would probably want to put this under a wrapping, because this is a great tool, especially for the marketers, to really generate leads. So, put your marketing automation layer on top of it, and then guard it, and then you can run it through. So we have social media banners, we have infographics. These are things that you can use to advertise these to get more leads into the ecosystem. And then we have emails out there, which you can use, again, to nurture in that journey. So a lot of that stuff lives in the Partner Marketing Hub, and I'll show it to you in a while. Video, guys. So let's see what one of the videos looks like.
Hi, I'm Phil Hotchmuth, Program Director for Enterprise Mobility Research at IDC. IDC defines 3 pillars for success for enterprise mobility as 1, a secured platform, 2, an adaptable and flexible platform, and 3, a balanced IT and end-user experience. Today we will explore Pillar 1, secured platform, in more detail. Security is the most critical success factor for any technology in an enterprise. While perception influences the initial thinking of some IT decision makers around mobile security, experiences, data, and facts ultimately drive many more decisions. And the data and facts on Android security line up much more in favor with the mobile OS. According to IDC research, enterprises deploying Android widely were no less secure than businesses deploying other mobile operating systems at the same scale. In fact, an overwhelming majority of these Android-focused enterprises say their mobility strategies have exceeded expectations from a productivity and security standpoint. Moreover, Google efforts in enterprise mobile security encompass a 3-pronged strategy. 1, quashing unwanted apps from the Google Play Store via vigilant monitoring of the code and app behavior using machine learning. 2, introduction of the Android Enterprise Framework, which covers most modern devices and implements strong data separation and data security capabilities. And 3, launching programs such as Android Enterprise Recommended to ensure that devices are current, up to date with regular security patches. For more on how the Android mobile platform is successfully addressing security threats, download the IDC white paper, Android Means Business, Mobile Security at Enterprise Scale.
Thank you. Awesome. So like I said, we have videos for that talk about our flexibility, that talk about digital transformation. These are great assets for you to put it on your website. You're more than happy, again, all of these assets, we have third-party distribution rights, so you guys can go ahead and use these in your sales cycle and in your marketing campaigns. I did talk to you about this fact, like lead acquisition, lead nurture, a lot of assets out there. Please, please use them. A lot of you came back to us last year, which was the idea that, hey, can you do a better job at communicating with us? Means you guys do so much wonderful things, but we never get to hear about it. So we have what you call a partner newsletter. We launched this in March. I hope all of you have subscribed to it and you are getting this. If you are not getting this, a link for this actually is in the Partner Marketing Hub. Plus, as we send you a summary email, we'll actually send you a link to that. Ensure you have subscribed to it, everybody in your team, whoever needs to know about it is actually signed up, and this is a great way to really understand from the ecosystem what we have. That brings me to the Partner Marketing Hub. Who all know about the Partner Marketing Hub here? Okay, nice. So I know we have a lot of people from the sales team here, but if you have marketers who are not here, please to ensure that they're aware of this really nice, wonderful resource which is available out here, which is the Partner Marketing Hub. The Partner Marketing Hub is your source for Android enterprise brand tools and campaign resources, right? In fact, why don't I just go ahead and give you a quick demo. So the first important thing is the access to this is actually at the domain level. So if you are an organization that is working with us, you probably would be whitelisted, and anybody trying to log in through that particular domain will automatically get access, right? Perfect. Partner Marketing Hub also happens to be the hub for a lot of other brands. So if you want to really know how to position Android, et cetera, this is the place to go in. Within that, we have a section called Android Enterprise. And again, you have a lot of resources here. What I'm going to do is just give you a quick overview of what all. So one is brand introduction. A lot of you come back to us and ask us, what's the brand, how to use it, what does the logo look like, et cetera. So this is the place here, which is like, what does the brand stand for? The visual identity actually talks about the logo, very high resolution files here, how to use it, et cetera. The other important resource I'd really like to point to is there's marketing resources here. So we've talked about the idea of doing case studies. We've talked about the idea of maybe doing a press release. So this is the section where you will get more information about this, right? So if you want to do case studies with us, there's actually a form here. You can just fill it, and then our team can get in touch with you. Of course, you guys run social media campaigns all the time, so there are some best practices around how to engage and what's the brand guidelines here. The other important thing is that if you are planning to do any press release, which has our name, our logo, et cetera, we need to review it. So A, go through the brand guidelines, but B, just submit this content for our review so that we can sign off. Let me take you to the marketing opportunity section. And this is that one section where we'll probably be investing a lot of more time and effort. So if you happen to be Android Enterprise Recommended Partner, then hopefully you're already accessing this. But there is this section, and this has everything about Android Enterprise Recommended. It's kind of broken into 4 parts. So based on your category, you can get there and actually understand all the resources that are available to you and how to take it from there. Let me go back. So I did talk about the IDC campaigns, and I did want to show you where this lives. So we have what you call campaign resources here, and everything around the IDC assets is here. So it's got the video, it's got the white paper, it's got email templates, it's got infographic, it's got social banner, et cetera. So please do leverage this for your next campaign. Perfect. So the way I would want you to see this is really like, if you look at partner marketing, there are 4 ways we should look at it, right? One is, how do we help you plan for success, right? What does that journey look like? So it's the Partner Marketing Hub, which is your one place, one destination for everything which is marketing related from an Android enterprise perspective. We have Android Academy, right? I have Chris Dodge who will come here and talk to you and walk you through what Android Academy means. The other thing is really highlighting your partnership, especially if you are an AER partner, right? Android Enterprise Recommended Partner, what does it mean? How to use the badge, press release, how do we create a joint landing page? The other thing is the building awareness piece to it. Do engage with your regional teams as you do events and as you do a lot of the other case studies, but we do have resources out there to really engage with this thing. And of course, staying informed. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Chris.
Hello. It's good to be here in King's Landing. I think that the Red Keep looks pretty good, despite recent events. Haven't finished Season 8. How many people have finished Season 8 of Game of Thrones? Finished it. For those of you who have not finished, look at the people with their hands in the air. You'll see the disappointment in their face. It should tell you should not continue. Just stop wherever you are. My name is Chris Dodge, and I manage our training programs. Upstairs, you will meet all of our wonderful trainers. They are very passionate about Android Enterprise. Taking a picture. Raza back here, in fact, has a tattoo of SE Linux on him. That's how excited about Android Enterprise he is. Now you know his secret. OK. My job on the training team is to do one thing, and that is to help you make money. And I think that's what we're all here to do. Whether you're a device manufacturer or you're a carrier, an OEM, a service partner, we all have some play here with our customers. So the first thing we've done is we've created the Android Enterprise Academy. That's an online resource for you to use. How many people have people in their organization that have completed some training on this site? Some? Good. In reality, this platform is probably not for you. If you're sitting in this room, you probably know this stuff. You probably breathe this stuff. You're probably like Raza and have a tattoo of Android somewhere on you. This site is really for your sales teams, your sales engineers, your implementation people at your organization, because we want to make sure that when your customers come to you and say, hey, how do I achieve single use, or how do I achieve a particular deployment methodology, that your team can do that. So please, have your teams go through. AndroidEnterprise.training is the URL. Online training, we're building more video tutorials, things like how do you use Zero Touch? How do I do enrollment there? And useful resources like demo materials. Originally, we launched last year with 2 learning paths, the associate learning path, which is essentially sales, and the professional learning path, which is essentially sales engineering. What is underlying the technology? If you've got salespeople, please have them go through associate. That just gives you the basics. What is Android Enterprise? What are the use cases? Who am I selling this to? The new content for this year that we're launching are specialized in Zero Touch. So how do I use the Zero Touch portal? Implementation, what do I do there? Deployment training, so more in depth of how do I use Manage Google Play? How do I use the different enrollment methodologies that Android Enterprise offers us? And finally, support. What happens when stuff breaks? How do you escalate? When should I escalate to Google? How do I pull logs? How do I read logs? You'll know who in your organization are dedicated to these resources, but we're launching these in the next month. Okay, we're going to be launching some of these resources out there. I said it live on the stage. Don't record me. Don't quote me. The Android training team is here to help you make money. We're here to do partner training. So I'll come to you. I have people all over the world. We've got someone based here in London. We have someone in Germany. We have some in Japan. And as part of expanding our reach, we're launching the academy in 7 additional languages. So Spanish, French, German, Italian, Korean, Japanese. And if I didn't list your language, come find me later and complain to me. We'll work on it. We also can do events. So our team is out there to get in front of customers and make them excited and pumped up about Android Enterprise. We want to go with you and talk to your customers or just your sales teams. If you're having a sales kickoff, you're having a sales summit, give the Google guys a booth or a little space or somewhere where we can talk to your teams about how to sell Android Enterprise. What is exciting about it? What can we do for you? And the last thing is lab sessions. So if you want to actually have a walkthrough of how to achieve some of these things, a lot of times these 2-day summits can be very slide heavy. If you're seeing slide fatigue, so am I. So you need to have the opportunity to actually go into the console, go into these places and configure to learn. So your teams back in your home offices or your offices around the world, we can help you learn to do some of these things around Android Enterprise. One of the challenges that we identified is in order to sell something to a customer, we need to be able to show them what this thing is. It's fine to send them a white paper. It's fine to just send them to a marketing site. But there's been a challenge around how do I actually demo an Android Enterprise device. So my team has devised an Android Enterprise demo generation tool. And I'll show you in just a moment. This tool allows you, imagine you're an OEM. Now, those of you who are EMMs, you're like, well, we have an instance, we're good. We know what to do. But for those of you who may not have an EMM instance, those of you who may be OEMs or might be just looking for a quick way to demo an Android device to your customer, this demo generation tool will allow you to select what you'd like to show, generate a configuration through our Colab tool, and allow you to configure a device in that mode so you can show the customer, here's exactly what the experience will be like on Android Enterprise. So with that, let me kind of show you what we have over here. If we could transition to this computer device over here. Great. So this is the new tool. This is the demo generation tool, OK? And it's available online, and we'll share the link out after this. But basically, it asks you a few questions. I think one of the issues customers have is, well, there's complexity in demonstrations because different versions of Android mean different features are available. And depending on what device your customer's looking at, different management modes of Android might be available. So we've tried to solve that complexity for you. Here you can say, all right, we're going to procure some Android 8 devices. And let me show you something real quick. You'll see under management mode, some of my management modes won't be available because we know that in Android 8, not all of these management modes are supported. So for the sake of the demo, I'm going to show Android 9 Pie. We can see I would like to demo work profile, maybe fully managed, maybe a COSU model, OK? And then for pillars, these are the marketing pillars. So this is going to send you collateral messaging, marketing messaging for you to talk to your customer. So you can say, security, flexibility, and maybe we want to talk about zero touch. I've selected my management modes. And we've also included some vertical nature, verticalized content. So if you're going out and talking to financial services, maybe you're going out and you're talking to somebody in, I don't know, healthcare. These are fictitious companies, by the way. They're not real, but they're used as proxies to your customers, OK? Because we know you're talking to these verticals. So I'm just going to say I'm going to talk about healthcare for now. You can see it gives you an idea. Hey, 14 minutes is my demo. That's how long it's going to take me. And you can select whether you want to use your own Google account. But shocker, not everybody has a Google account. I didn't know that. So if you want to generate a Google account, we'll generate one for you right in this troubleshooter. So it's not like a Gmail or kind of a hacky account that you're giving to a customer. This is actually a managed account that Google is giving you to use to demonstrate. You can generate one or multiple. The QR codes in here will regenerate. So once you've done that, let's say I've typed in my email address, what are you going to get? What is going to happen? We will basically intelligently generate a drive file that will be shared with you, either the Google account that you typed in or the Google account that you generated. And in that file are all the marketing messaging points that you need. But you'll see here, if I just kind of present this, this is a configuration. That QR code has been intelligently created. It's created every time we generate one of those. And those QR codes refresh themselves with our script. Okay? So basically, you can use that QR code to enable your device and enroll it in this mode. And what we say is, this is the messaging, the do, here's what you have to do, and the show, now you can show the customer. Okay? So for the sake of the demo, I've selected my modes. I've gone off this deck, has been generated to me. And now I want to enroll my device. So if we could go down here to Wolf Vision, we can check this out. OK, so I have a device right here. Who can tell me on Android 9, what do I do from this screen to QR code enroll? Anybody? Yes, guy who hasn't finished Game of Thrones. 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. OK. So then I take this QR code, and the one I just generated, I'm going to scan it. And then basically what it's going to do is it's going to take this device, connect to the network, and pull the configuration down. And so now you can say I've selected a COSU QR code, and I have this device configured. And to see all of our configurations, you can actually go upstairs. And in the Android Enterprise recommended area where all the devices are, we've enrolled all of those to the various different demonstration modes. So what's great about this is it's easy for you, maybe as a sales engineer or someone in your company, to take this device, bring it to a customer, and actually show them, OK, here's what a kiosk terminal might look like. So if you have a ruggedized device, great use case for you. You can scan barcodes all day. You can use it in your shop floor, whatever you want to do with that use case. So that's just a quick example of what the demo generator can do. It can also do all of the other management modes. So if we want to show a BYOD use case, work profile, separation, or you want to do one of the other management modes, you can do that all through this tool without having to configure an EMM. EMMs, we still love you. We want you. We need you. This isn't by any means a management for customers. It's just a way for you to show the device to a customer quickly. Make sense? Cool. With that, we can return to the presentation. The last thing we wanted to say is that there's a number of resources that we're making. Please, please talk to my demo team upstairs or talk to me about, hey, we have an event. We want to do something with you. Hey, I have a sales team or a support team or a deployment team. We'd love you to come out and talk to them and train them and talk about making money and selling Android. And we also have a number of resources out there. The Android Enterprise page has a resource page that's often forgotten. So just look up Android Enterprise. We can share this out after. And we have a YouTube channel and a number of other resources for you. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to Sean. And I want to thank you so much for listening to my spiel.